Hi. Happy Friday, everyone. We're live. This is happening. Live as live can be, even if it's live for you on Saturday, or if it's not Friday, or any other day that you feel like this might be a practice that touches you in the way that you need, right? So I find that given, right, the sort of the background of yoga and sort of body awareness, right? We map the body. We call it the chakras, right? It's sort of the map of energy. It's not that it's sort of like, right, you're injured there and it's broken, right? It exists there even when function has been displaced, right? But in practice of yoga, right, so we're moving through these areas of interest, right? Our livelihood, our emotional upset, our turmoil, our elation, our excitement. We're living in a time right now where we're at sort of the edge always of a change, of a possible change, and of sort of variables that could sort of contribute to that factor being sort of one or many other outcomes. I'm thinking about that recently because this is the last day of July. The last day of July, and this entire month has been sort of both fast and slow, and in the entirety of its theme has been about sort of redo, reset, remake, reinvent, re-educate, probably still, and sort of coming into the sort of the monetization of your reset, right? So something that I've been energized by is that feeling that I've got, or I'm like sensing this wonderful energy that is fueling productivity. And even on my days where I'm tired, I'm lagging, I'm dragging, it's not feeling like it's producing a lot, I still feel like I'm in this realm of newness, and newness can be exhausting. So we have to give newness an opportunity to rest, just like we need in any other way in parts of our body. So what I've been noticing is that my energy, the source of this one, is that it has nothing to do with being any other way than what it is and what it's going to be, and nothing to do with what it's trying to redo or return to where I was, right? So if that resonates to you, I feel like there is something really great that we're sharing that is renewed, right? And the newness is a new thing. It's not the new old thing, right? So just to be clear, we're not remaking something that was. So come to a nice tall seat. We have this just half hour to charge and to fuel ourselves with the liveliness of what is present, what is now. What is now and what is new also that comes up today is also Beyonce's new movie. So we'll be contributing and a little bit of sort of our background music to Bebe and what she has to say. Allow your hands to come together, and so the elation that is the palpable feeling of you being very present in the actions of life, right? The excitement for what's next and what is, what's now. Bow to your heart. Release your hands and open your eyes. And we're going to take half an hour from this 6:04 time and do a half an hour of our asana. And that is my promise that we are not going to miss what it is to cue every part of that map of energy that moves up, that calibrates us into our wholeness, right? So if you need that today on a Friday, sometimes that happens. So it is. And in sort of light of dressing and being appropriate, right? I always like that. So happy Beyonce movie day, right? So a little zebra action to make us feel like we're right at home. Let me just say, we're coming to our mats. Come to stand at your mat in the middle and facing forward. I'm gonna need a little feedback because I'm not sure if the music in the way that I'm playing it is too loud. And if it's too loud and you can't hear me and it's hard in any way that you feel distracted, DM me on my Instagram. I am not reading any comments on YouTube because I know that there happens to be sometimes some trolls that just want to leave like sort of negative comments just because it makes them feel better and whatever that works. Right now, if you're looking at the screen, right, lifting a knee, crossing midline, and taking it back. So there's a little sort of a little knee to the side and a step back, right? My arms are kind of lifted to allow my shoulders to be stable. So what's happening is the transverse abdominis and the oblique strength that we're working goes from hip to opposite lower aspect of ribs. So right here, we're warming that space. Reciprocally, it will warm the low back, right? Hold your low back, feel that while you do this, right? And so this is just like a nice opportunity to kind of represent from our core, and I think our core is kind of the best way. So noticing where our stability is, right? All right. We're gonna come to a nice little squat. You're gonna move your shoulders and your hips, right? So you can connect to this music and I'll say it. Right, so there's a little shoulder roll. You roll and tuck them back. You feel your little shifts going, heels into toes, right? You can do whatever it is you want with your arms, right? Just by simply lifting your wrists and your elbows to the height or higher than your shoulders, you're working strength in the upper back and shoulder area, the stuff that tends to get weakened from the way we touch into our media, right? Our devices, right? You're gonna go over to your right foot and lunge. Okay? You're gonna go even further into that right, where you go over the right shoulder, left heel goes left. So we've been practicing this week. This is gonna be a little different though. Keep your left heel down to the floor. You're gonna reach your right arm over the ear and then tuck elbow. See, you can get close to the floor, it doesn't have to touch, but it can. And then inhale that up to the sky. When it goes up to the sky, dip the hip and reach your right hand towards the left heel. So putting that into combination, inhale the hip, lift the arm, reach the arm, keep that leg space, but tuck elbow down. 2 more of those. Pick it up, sweep it, dip the hip, inhale it up, reach it like that hip might go up as the elbow goes down, so you can give it a little resistance so you can work against. Yeah, and then go up, back, and down. This one, as you come up, back, and around, you're going to come over, and we're going to crawl ourselves into that place where we're in, right? Right? If you do this enough, your legs will always be sort of what that bathing suit is made for, right? So if you care about those things, right, spend a little bit of time just kind of knowing your dance moves and take a wide squat and feel precision and you land yourself feet and floor and heels and knees. We're going to the left. It's a lunge. Okay? It goes even further to the lunge. The right hand goes to the floor. The right heel goes to the right. Your left toes turn to your left. Your left arm is up to the sky. So first, we're just going to tap down to the elbow, right? You might get a little shoulder back adjustment, right? Come back up, and that's where you dip the hip, right? So stretching there, strengthening there. Pick it up, the elbow reach, right? So there's a nice squeeze right in the midsection. Pick it back up, and up. Inhale up to reach, exhale to touch. Then we got one more, right? Up, around, a little dip, right? And appreciation, so don't let it be too fast if I'm doing too fast. Come back up, around, and you're sneaking around those toes, and there we go. Okay? You take your right elbow to your right thigh. Left hip stays low, right? So if you use your left hand to kind of allow it to sink into the mat, you're going to also feel that right hip kind of picking up towards your right shoulder, so you're not going to get too sort of jammed up in this way. Okay? We'll switch it. Right? Right hand might have to coax that right hip down because it wants to follow. Right? Because everything's tethered, so it's like, oh, are we going to step? No. Right? You might even reach that arm, so you kind of continue the line. Right? Come back to the middle. We're going to go over to the right. Right? Again, that left heel goes left. The right arm is going to sweep. Right? And then you're going to pick back up. Reach that right arm. Step into the right leg, and you're going to go half moon pose. Okay? Left arm is going to pull you up to stand. Think about that. If you practiced this week with me, right? We did this. We're going to step this back to high lunge, right? And you have this nice little moment. We're going to do a little hop from the right leg. So your right foot is going to kick you off and step you up, stand you up. You're going to take a twist over the right shoulder. So like I said, July resets. We're going to tap into some of those good little moments that we had here because we also built some stamina in that right leg. Come back to center, and then you're going to fall forward into that right knee, right foot, and then you're back to your center. Okie dokie. Left, right hand down. Left arm up, turn to sweep that down. Right, there's that reach. Come back, left foot pointing forward, lean into that left foot, rise, right hip, right leg, right arm. Awesome. And your right arm's going to pull you up to stand. Right knee lifts. Super cute. Slide this back. It's almost like you're taking a warrior three, simple and smooth, and then stepping back, high lunge. Right? I'm afraid this may be a tad too loud. Right? So you're taking your weight into your back. You're kind of lifting off from that left leg. Ugh. It's quite an action if you might sort of feel in the next couple of days a little bit of that sort of glute soreness. You're welcome. Right hand reach out to the left foot. And then rising from the back of the heel, rising from the underside of the arms. Same idea, still even using the shoulders. Strength, encouraging endurance. Arms to lift, right? Leg to lift, your back to the center. Right? Your left leg lowers you into that lunge. And then back to your center. You know, I really love these little sort of center little moments. All right, so it keeps everything going really well. Maybe especially while we're not able to use our gym memberships. Right, you need to go over to the right foot just for a pyramid pose. Left heel down. It's like a folded version of a triangle pose. So if you're like me, I just did a leg workout. My hamstrings are so grateful for this. And by way of grateful, they just show me that I should stop because they're feeling a little whiny and a little bit sore. Okay, right knee bends, you're in a low lunge. Right leg goes back, and you're in a three-legged dog. So remember this, right? Left elbow down, right knee bend, right hip open, right knee lift as the right foot drops slightly, right? So it kind of looks like your foot's going towards your left thigh, and your left shoulder still tucked back so your neck is clear. Pick up that left elbow, step that right foot forward. Okay? Then you're going to do that little dip here. Right arm up, left heel left, we'll sweep. Okay, and then take your time. Heel up, arm forward, step into that right leg. Ooh, left arm up, half moon pose. Okay, left arm's going to pull you up to stand. Left knee lifts. And you slide this through your warrior three. Right, there we are. Ooh. Foot steps back, you're in your high lunge. Here's something we also did this week or this month, right? Turn over your right shoulder. Right hand goes back towards left leg, and then left arm lifts up to the sky. Right? That's no secret. Awesome, and that's a really huge expression with strength in the back body. Right? Come back through your high lunge first, and you're gonna go, ooh, up through the right knee. Ooh. And then there's a twist again, same direction over the right side, over the right shoulder, right hip dropping. All right, and you take your time to put this in, and I call it a sort of individual calibration of getting your center, your balance, your eyes, your arms. Okay, come back through center, the right leg is still lifted. You're gonna fall into that right foot and take that into your little squatty moment, your little the word is escaping me. It's a little collie squat. Yeah. We're gonna go over to that low pyramid pose left foot now. And that's pretty awesome. So however that works for you, and for each one of us, we probably find this a little bit more unique by way of how you place the back foot, right? So what we can sink into. Farther to the side of your right, or more narrow, where the left heel bisects the arch of that right foot, right? So straight back. Left knee bends, so it's lunge. Left leg goes back, so it's three-legged dog. First open the hip, right? As by opening the hip and lifting the knee, then the right elbow sinks down, right? Try not to let this pinch into your ear. Let it just fall into that left hand, so the right elbow just gets so softly placed to the floor. So then once it lands, then you consider what you're going to contribute for that as a balance, right? Right? Even a little point of that left foot could give a little beauty if you're taking photos of these shapes. Okay? Okay. Lift the elbow, step the foot, take that twist open. It's that little turn, little drop of the hip. I don't know why I say little, because it's not. Left arm picks up, toes forward, into that left foot, up through that right leg, up through that right arm. Right, and keep rising through your right ankle, but not at the expense of your standing leg, and not at the expense of going so excessively that you're hurting your hips, right? So go into that performance place where it's like, this is all good for me, right? And there's nothing bad happening here. This is all to the benefit of your experience of living. Come to stand. Right leg lift, take that into a warrior three, just step that into your lunge pose. Ooh, careful not to fall over. I live in New York, I don't know if you do, but in Brooklyn, a lot of floors, especially when the building's 100 years old, they kind of slant, tip, or will kind of wave in special directions. So just kind of in the art of not excuses, but awareness, right, to make sort of management of that. Turn to your left hand to that back right leg, and pull the belly in. And then what you pull in, express it out through that top arm. Awesome. Come back through the middle. It's the left leg. You're going to hop it back, up to stand on that right foot, and then turn the twist over your left shoulder. Right? Trying not to sort of overly squeeze any of those muscles that are already overplayed in your hip flexors. Right? Let this be from your quads, from your energy from the right hand. We let it go. Fall into that left foot, right? Nice and steady. Here we go. And what we haven't done, right? Up in yasana. Awesome. You know, what's cool though about this is that as long as you have some space out in front of you, and sorry if that's not the fact, I know a lot of us are New Yorkers, but you know, make do, change, and adjust. I'm gonna have us take our hands here, jog the heels out so you get parallel feet. First, take a wide straddle forward down. Continue a couple breaths here because we don't need to rush. Everything we want is with us in our pace, right? So we're not sort of needing to rush. It's not going to leave if it's meant to be there for us, right? So don't worry. All your best sort of wishes are actually chasing you equally, right? So come forward. Bring your hands forward so you're coming to a wide straddle plank pose. And then you're just going to drop the hips and you come up to a little Cobra Up Dog. Right? I'm in the top of my feet. I think it feels more comfortable to kind of engage the shoulders back, feel the thighs on the floor and the fingers spread wide. And this is a little tricky moment. You're going to tuck your toes. You're going to go into a wide-legged chaturanga. You're going to bow in. You're going to pick it back up to a wide-legged plank, wide feet plank. That's how you take it. And then back to a wide-legged dog. So the hands stay there and your heart sinks down. And what I want you to sort of notice here is that there's lots of space here. And your space is your choice, right? It's all here for you, right? But notice what it is. What did you request? And where is it being served right here? Between the heels, up the back of the legs, across the collarbones, up the back neck. Okay, walk your hands back towards the center, right? We're in a wide straddle forward bow. Then you'll walk over and your triangle feet, legs, right? With a forward bow pyramid into that right leg. Okay, right knee bends, lunge, right leg goes back, three-legged dog. Right, left elbow goes down. This is a little bit different. So we're gonna open the hip, point the foot. You might even look to the right. Keep your left elbow on the floor and then swing that right knee over to your right elbow. Okay, so this is a little cutie pose, left hand to the left side of the face. Not a problem. You're safe and secure in that right hand, left hand to the floor. Back to three-legged dog. Awesome. Step that right foot forward. Here we go. Turn over your right shoulder, left hip drops down. Right? My whole hip is kind of seeking the floor, left shoulder stays back, right hand reaching to the left leg. Okay, come back through the middle, right into that right foot, step to half moon pose. And we have one more little development here. So half moon pose is going to go Ardha Chapasana. So you'll hold that foot and get that little extra opening. Right, lift the knee, little kick of the foot, and then space in the heart. Space in that left side of the ribs. Okay? Press into that. Come up to stand, left knee lifts. And then you're going to slide that back to a low high lunge. Right? So get it measured, right? So we don't see where we're landing. Sometimes it can be a little precarious. So end up taking your time. I know you might be going a little fast. Right, you're going to hop in that right leg, back onto the left leg, and then back over that right shoulder. Okay? Right here, this is also going to return. And I know that it seems like I skipped what was the twist before, but that's because we're actually going to take it into warrior two. Right, so there's purpose. Right elbow either to the right knee or fingers to touch the floor for a side angle pose. And really take that in. So this is the most resetting pose next to triangle pose that we can do, right? For all the things that sort of kind of go into our emotions and take our physical body into a little bit of tension and maybe sort of some grabs and some tweaks. And these are kind of poses, these are the kind of poses that give us remedy for that, right? So now we get into full triangle pose. Awesome. And then you're going to very gently lower this to a low lunge pose so that the left foot can go up, right arm goes up, and then you're going into a little thigh stretch turn. So this is kind of our evolved state of what pose we took away on this one, right? Little shoulders, a lot of shoulders, a lot of thigh, a lot of hamstring. If you want to hook that foot with the elbow, super nice. Come back through the middle, lift the left knee, and there we are. So this is our center. Right, you're gonna jog those heels out, take a flat back. Right, fold it, drop the head. It's pretty good. You're gonna crawl your hands forward so you get to that plank pose. And now we're gonna do the full vinyasa in the way that we expect it to do. So the feet are wide, and you judge what that width is, chaturanga. You go into that top of the feet to the up dog or the cobra version with the feet still wide. Right? Shoulders back, knuckles holding. Don't forget your breath. Even if I don't say your breath, your excuse cannot be I didn't say breathe, right? Because if that's the case, then you go back to beginner's class and you sort yourself out from there. That's not my responsibility. Okay, inhale to a flat back. Feeling good. Walk it over to the left leg. Right, here's your little pyramid pose. So for what I'm noticing, and sorry, as I'm narrating this, right? So that this third time at this shape, you've got a clear sense of sort of what opens up when we practice it, right? When we sort of move into ourselves in a way where we identify our own personal needs, right? And how we need to shift
to make ourselves more available, right? So I'm noticing that right here. It's a little bit from that low back space up from the glutes, maybe a little bit more sealed down to that right heel. Way, right? Left knee bends, that's pretty nice. Right foot up, back, three-legged dog. Okay, open hip, right elbow, right? It's so soft. My right hand is just touching the floor. So my left arm is the most stable. Most of my weight is there until I feel that I'm confident to shift into that right arm without pinching my neck, right? You too. Left knee, open hip. And then a very sweet, like you can even sort of pay attention to the back heel here. Your right heel will sweep over to the left to help you push that left knee up that left upper arm so that you can kind of go into that little sweetie pose, right hand perhaps to your chin. It's cute. Right hand back to the floor. Three-legged dog. Awesome. Okay, place the foot forward between your hands. Not bad. Here's your open, your turn. A little dip of the hips. Right, not mad at that. Come forward into that left leg, and this is going to a bent knee, top leg, right leg. Ardha Chapasana. So it's half moon pose with a half of a camel pose, or not. Well, it could be a camel pose, but half of it on your asana wheel. Right, pretty. Right knee comes in. Hold that with you. I guess this is my wobbly board. Every time I'm on this side, I go into a little wobble set. Right, come back to stand on that left leg. Right leg goes back for that warrior three, and step back to your high lunge. Right, so we're gonna wait on the turn on this next pose, and we're gonna first come up into that left, right into the right leg. So shoot the left leg out. Here's your twist turn. So happy, right? You let it go, and you fall into it. Right here. Now we open warrior two. Okay, so I just appreciate sort of arriving finally at a warrior two where it doesn't feel like you're all like cranked up in that back hip, right? You see, they even post this, like people put themselves on Instagram and you're like, okay, maybe you were in the middle of a move at a dance and the photographer was like, good photo, I'm gonna post that. And you're like, wait, that's not the pose, it's not accurate. Right? Accurate is sort of where it fits in your anatomy, right? And this is not accurate to have that right hip, sort of that booty kind of flying up, right? So you want to get like, I can't believe I've said like so many times. You want to assume the position of your perfect balance and your symmetry of your hips, right? Where's my accent coming from? Reverse warrior. Okay, and then we're going triangle pose here, so represent, not locking in the knee. Your knee has this kind of ability to bend if you need it to. Okay, right hand comes down, also does right knee, right foot goes up, turn over left shoulder, and just take your time, right? Appreciating how you're moving into these shapes. Making these shapes come alive, right? So I've had a tight knee in my right leg, my right knee. And so my thigh stretches as well as my thigh strengthening exercises have been a super benefit, not only to just healing, but just kind of feeling like I'm a big part of healing and it's not just waiting, right? So we have to participate with healing. There's your twist and turn. Ooh, release that right foot, bring it up. And we're back into that little sweetie little chair. So we're almost done, right? So here's this. Heels go wide, flat back, right? Arms reach wide, airplane, and then fully forward bow this. I'm going to show it from the side for a second. Ooh, my floor is so slippery. And see if you can't walk your hands through your legs and back behind you, right? So kind of tucking those fingers to feel yourself move through the legs, right? The pelvis is reaching you forward. It does help to have a better sort of floor. My floor is very slippery right now, so I'm having a hard time kind of noticing where it is I can lean into, right? Tucking through, long hamstrings, long breath. All right, so the Don't get wrapped up in that one. That's not our focus today. Right? Inhale to a flat back, right? So your mobility is really your reset. When we find our freedom in our body, right, our moods are so completely transformed, right? So if you are susceptible to having a little less than yourself mood, right, yoga is a good way of getting back into who you believe you are, right? Chaturanga to a little up dog, and then this up dog, and then turn to the side in a second too. So we're gonna stay here. Your legs are wide, right? Your knees are wide, and you're gonna bend your knees and point the feet. Okay, I'm just moving to my mat where you can see me, right? So you can see you, right? Okay, and so with that, we've got the scorpion up dog that we've been practicing all year, right? Up dog, toes, right? Toes pointing towards your head. It's nice, tucked back shoulders. All right, roll over the knees, and then slide the hips back to child's pose. So just take a little moment here to give yourself the appreciation for what we just went through, right? So it was good listening, and it was a good challenge, right? Our final challenge on this is actually something we've been working very well up and into. So I'm going to give you this challenge and offer, and you take it or leave it, right? So up to you. Just work up into what's been part of your evolution. Forearms are parallel, elbows are underneath the shoulders. Hands, fingers spread nice and wide into those tuck. Right, gently lift the knees and press into the hands so that you notice where the hands kind of get you into the heart, right? Which really sort of stoke up the upper back. Okie dokie. And if your eyes lift, you can see between your elbows. Right, you'll tiptoe your feet forwards and your hips go up, up, up. Okay? And then you're going to lift your favorite legs. We're going to favorites right now. Right? And there's a little hop on that right leg. So we have hop, hop, and then hop again, right? So let it be a third one, even though your second hop might have been fruitful. You have to press down into your hands. That's how you catch yourself from falling over into the back. Right? Keeping the elbows in, hands out. Nice little happy breath. All right. Toes touch down. Bring the knees down. Ooh, come to stand on your knees. All right? That's nice. Nice. Palms face forward. Right? Shoulders pull back and chin lifts. Lean back now into your toes. So this is kind of the converse of where you just were, leaning from elbows to fingertips, now it's knees to toes to support you in your opening here. Your heart is open because your palms are facing forward or up. Chin is lifting and head is dropping back. You might even take your hands to the backs of your thighs and press them forward. Let your head fully drop back. Press down to your feet, and you come up. Ooh, and then right here, face forward. Cross your arms, reach back, hands towards your scapulas, your shoulder blades, right? So towards your back body. And you're going to let your chin tuck, so your shoulder blades will come off your back. And then you're getting that nice space of your traps from the top to the bottom, from side to side. From middle to edges, and from the edges back to center. Okay, we're going to come back out. And we're going to go to the same pose you just were in. So you're going to go back, chest up, lean back into the feet, strong quads, strong shoulders, strong open heart. Maybe now your hands can go either to your thighs or to your ankles. Again, tuck your chin in, lift it. Head's dropping back, ponytail free. Very strong still in your glutes, so not losing any power. Press down into your feet, come up, OMG, and then take your hands out in front of you. I know we like a little bit of sort of a recalibrator here from that such a deep heart opener, right? So we have to make sure that we're still protected, right? Tuck your chin in round. And then set yourself in tabletop. All right, so you're gonna let the heart soften, arms and shoulders, all is good, all is well. You're very gently gonna sweep this around to sit. All right, come to your seat and close your eyes. All right. You get to your tall seat as you find yourself very free to explore what the opening reminds you of. It doesn't remind you of an other, it reminds me of yourself. The reminder is what's there, right? It's not a reminder of something that was the past, it's something that is the present, right? Our lives and our fullness, even in whatever sort of version that it's taking right now in your daily schedule. The reminder is what's now is really what you're working with. It's for nothing else. If we're working for too far in the future, then it's something that forgets what you're doing now and you can make mistakes, right? If we're stuck in the past, there's nothing that can fix that other than doing better in the now, right? And that's refreshing too, because this should feel perhaps like a permission to be excited. Wake up tomorrow with an elation, an excitement about opening the eyes, no resistance there. Ready to tap in, to see, to feel, to challenge, to enjoy. Right? Allow your hands to come to your heart. Into all of that, into what puts you in the place that is your readiness for all that is still in making and manifestation and being the perfect being for this vessel as you voyage forward. Namaste. Thanks for coming. Tomorrow we're on Zoom, 12 o'clock, 60 minutes. Info in my Instagram bio at Mikeeyoga, Mikeeyoga. Thanks for coming. Stay cute. Talk soon. And happy holidays.